lawn and garden, on the other hand, put it politely, it had me on my toes every day. Learn a lot about people when they're in stressful situations, and man, we had a few stressful situations.
True. You know, I think we've had a few discussions about this, and I've talked about it on the podcast before even. You know, like you don't even have to be super charismatic, but you have to be willing to talk, and it's just putting in the work. Josh.
How's it going?
Yeah, good, we got there. We've been here for already a few hours.
Yep.
This morning?
Most of the day.
It's good to introduce to everyone Josh Reed, who's been working with us for about a month now, our newest regional master franchise in Auckland. Yep. Comes from a very extensive background of property maintenance, handyman, lawn and garden. Yep. You've also had experience with cleaning franchises. Yeah, comes well equipped. We're excited, we're pumped to have Josh on as part of the team. Thanks for being here, mate. Thanks for being part of Candoo.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, mate. We were just discussing, so you had your first business, a jewellery business, back in mid 2017 or 2016 or something like that. Yep. Talk us through, mate. So from there, what have you been doing since then?
So I got an opportunity 2018 to purchase a handyman business. Business was basically a retired guy that was just looking to spend some time out of the house.
Yeah.
And he decided that
with that one, he bought an existing business. Did he have much recurring work?
Yeah,
right.
Heaps. So the way that worked was he isolated a few people that always had something on the go.
Right.
So if one person didn't have something, another person definitely did.
Yeah, right.
So on a weekly basis, you know, in the beginning, I had about 10 jobs a week to do.
True.
And that was good. It was really good. We elevated that 10 to about 20.
So handyman. So you were doing the work yourself? So you're a bit handy, are you?
Yep.
Oh, very good.
So one-man band.
Yeah. You doing all of it, like a bit of carpentry. What else is involved in handyman?
I was doing, again, doing garden beds, doing lawns, doing gardens, hopping up people's roofs, cleaning the skylights off, pretty much anything that the people didn't want to do at their properties. Right. Somebody comes to me, somebody who's fallen through a deck, call me out.
Did you say fallen through a deck?
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Somebody falls through a deck.
Absolutely, yeah.
You serious?
Every few years you should look at your deck. Absolutely. Because
I've got to get over this Kiwi accent, actually. Just sounded like you're saying every few days, you're looking at your dick, guys. Don't forget to look at your dick every year. Look at mine daily.
How good.
My missus' parents were renovating, and it was just, I remember being on a video call, and I've not got the accent yet. Mum was out the back, but we're just sitting on the dick. Oh, sorry guys, sorry. All right, so you were doing the handyman, the maintenance work, and then you sold that around 2020, 21.
And then I went into franchising. So that was good. Did a couple of years in that.
Yep.
Going into franchising, you know, all of a sudden I had 60 different people's businesses.
That's right. So you were with Green Acres as
a business advisor.
Regional business.
Yep.
60 franchisees.
Yep.
What were those franchisees doing?
So majority was lawn and garden.
Yep.
And I had the cleaning guys. They were really self-sufficient. The lawn and garden, on the other hand, was it had me on my toes every day.
Right. Why is that?
So many different variables, you know. Where I was based, so I had Auckland and Gisborne. Gisborne got hit with those the bad weather 1 year. And I remember this vividly because my son was born. And basically 2 weeks after he was born, they got hit with the weather where it wiped just a massive amount of things all across everybody's houses.
Yep.
People were flooded, all of that. And, you know, I remember thinking that this is purely coincidence. We knew expected date, but we didn't know he was going to come on the expected date. So I was actually going to fly to Gisborne the day before my son was born.
Yeah.
And the day after my son was born, like it started getting a little bit pear-shaped with the weather.
Yeah.
And it just exploded. So chances were that I might have missed his birth firstly, and secondly might have been tracked down there during that whole situation. So
yeah, right.
I'm counting my blessings. Learn a lot about people when they're in stressful situations.
Yeah.
And man, we had a few stressful situations.
True.
And you really got to hear the war stories from these guys, so you know what not to do. So yeah, it was really eye-opening.
They've got some pretty successful franchisees in that system though. Like there's some that are doing some good numbers, right? What do you think makes those franchisees so successful?
People management,
Right.
I would say. Because I mean, one of the guys, he has the largest contract he got just from being in a bar and buying people drinks, having a chat to people.
Yeah.
And you can't really replicate something like that. As much as you try. You have to kind of be able to talk. You have to be able to relate.
You have to talk to customers, right? You can't
Exactly.
get away from that.
No.
In a lawn and garden business. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because obviously we, I think we've had a few discussions about this, and I've talked about it on the podcast before even.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't even have to be super charismatic, but you have to be willing to talk.
Yeah.
And the best franchisees, was I talking to you about Jag D this morning? There's a guy, he's not one of our franchisees, but the guy that I've been trying to get involved in Candoo, he's got a run of 300 clients around Auckland in lawn mowing. He can't speak English very well.
Yep.
And I met with him and his wife, and he has better English. And I said, do you do most of the customer service? And she said, no, Jag Deep gets most of the clients. I said, don't mind me asking, how do you get them?
Yeah.
Because like we've got some franchisees whose English isn't the best.
Yeah.
He goes, it's easy. You just need to know a few words. You know, you point your lawn, you say, I'll mow your lawns for $100 or $100. You know, I'll mow your lawns for $100. I can do it now for you. You know, it's not many words. You have to handle the rejection. You know, you've got to be able to go up to that door. And it's just putting in the work.
Can't get your feelings hurt after, somebody tells you no, thank you.
I mean, and we've got business developers as well. I will probably get into that a little bit later, talking about our model, but I want to hear more about you. So you had that time with Green Acres, looking after 60 franchisees, and then you moved then general management position in another property maintenance business. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that role?
So that one was a contained tornado. There was just so much in that business, so many moving parts, so many different things going on. And I basically got thrown into the thick of it. I got told one day, hey look, we started this business, built the business, we need to take the business to the next step, and we need somebody to look after everything. I like a challenge.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how much of a challenge it was going to be. Pretty soon after starting, we were told that the business is, running fine, scaled it up. We had quite a few people working. We had vehicles, equipment, everything, you name it. We were able to go out and do those things. I just found that I didn't have a lot of time to actually sit down and talk to clients. I had to sit down and talk to commercial clients, absolutely.
Yep.
That was our major deals. But the bread and butter customers, the smaller clients, the ones that I would usually go out and have a chat to, not even about business, but just, how's your day go? For example, we had a deck to do one day. Customer was there, and the customer was literally sitting with the doors open, having a coffee. Boys walked in, looked at him, and started working.
Right.
Didn't say anything.
Right.
Had a chat and started chatting to the guy, and I said to him, look, is there anything that we can make your life easier with? Because the deck's going to be out of commission for a couple of days. What do you need from me? And he was kind of shocked. So the next day I turned up and I gave him a couple of restaurant vouchers. Take whoever out with you, go for the day, you come back, your deck's all done. Came out awesome. I'm really happy with it. In 3 or 4 days, his brother wanted his deck done. His brother-in-law wanted his deck done.
Yeah, mad.
And it just started, the word of mouth started spreading from there. I said to the boys, it's not necessarily a bad thing that you guys were doing, but it costs you nothing to actually say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Have a chat. Doesn't cost you anything, and look at what it's done for us.
You were looking after some commercial clients. What sort of work were you guys doing in that company? Full facility maintenance or?
No, so that was majority lawns and gardens.
Okay. So you mainly do lawn and garden. Was it were you looking after big jobs like schools and things like that, or was it mainly residential or what sort of?
It was commercial. Big Properties that have multiple lawns and gardens, lots of public spaces.
And you're dealing mainly with clients and then also managing the team?
Yep.
Yeah,
so managing the team, running the operations, running the accounts.
Just running.
Right, just running.
And then you found us.
That's right.
We're excited. We're lucky to have you. We're looking to grow the lawn and garden part of the business predominantly with you, obviously with that extensive history of lawn and garden that you talk and maintenance. And you've already made some good headway with some contracts and some work across Auckland, so that's fantastic. But talk to me. What are you excited about with Candoo? What are you hoping to achieve with us?
I want to see the growth. Very excited to look back, in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
And, I can gauge my starting point, but I really want to see what I can do in that space of time. I just feel I've got a lot left to give.
Yep.
And if I put it in the right places, there's no telling how much I can achieve. I like a challenge. I want to do something different.
And something that struck me with you is a lot about, I suppose, the perspective of the franchisee. And I think that it's a big part of the reason why I'm excited to have you on board is that you want to deliver for the franchisees, and you're doing a lot of work to get work for the franchisees.
Yep.
So is that, would you agree that's probably the biggest part of the role that you see yourself contributing to?
Absolutely. As a group, the stronger you are, the better it is for everybody there. If I can make sure that everybody in my section is doing well, in turn that means I do well.
He's actually another rugby league fan. We've got a few rugby league fans in the business now. So you're a WAS fan, so we won't hold that against you, mate. Anything else you want people to know? We're a bit tired. We've been here. I think I'm meant to point and say if you subscribe, follow our page for more content. Thanks for being a part of Candoo, mate. Looking forward to working with you more. Thanks for sitting with me all day. Great to have you on board, and we'll see you all next time. Candoo.
Next time.